Please, pay attention to this.
Do you know that faith is your currency? Yes, you heard right, but only in my kingdom, not in religion. Listen closely, for this is the mystery that has been veiled for generations. You have been taught a version of my message, but it is a shadow of the reality I came to bring. The world has built monuments of stone and systems of belief in my name, yet they have missed the very heart of what I declared. I did not come to give you a new religion. I came to announce the arrival of a kingdom. It is time to tear down the walls you have built and step into the truth of the gospel. Think of this. I spoke of the kingdom more than 80 times in the Gospels. It was the central theme of my parables, the purpose of my miracles, the promise in my sermons. I taught you to pray, "Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven." I did not say, "Your religion come." I said, "The kingdom of God is at hand." Yet humanity, in its earnest but misguided effort, has often settled for the familiar comfort of religion instead of embracing the radical reality of my government. Religion is man's attempt to reach God. It is a system of rules, rituals, and regulations designed to bridge the gap that sin created. It is built on human effort, on striving, on performance. But the kingdom is God's government reaching down to man. It is not a system you must build. It is a reality you must enter. It is not about what you do for me. It is about what I have already done for you and what I desire to do through you. When I said, "It is finished," I was not inaugurating a new set of religious duties. I was declaring victory and opening the gates to a realm where heaven's reality could invade earth's circumstances. The world you know is built on principles of scarcity, competition, and self-preservation. You are taught to work hard, to climb ladders, to secure your own future. Religion often mirrors this. It tells you to earn your way, to prove your worthiness, to follow a checklist of do's and don'ts, to be accepted. It becomes another ladder to climb, another performance to perfect. But my kingdom operates on a completely different economy. It is an economy of grace, of faith, of supernatural supply. In my kingdom, lack is an illusion. Do you remember the multitude on the hillside, hungry and without provision? Your world saw 5 loaves and 2 fish as hopelessly inadequate. Your religious mind might have seen it as a test of piety or a reason for despair. But in the economy of the kingdom, it was more than enough. I gave thanks, I broke it, and it multiplied. Thousands were fed, and there were baskets left over. This was not just a miracle for a single day. It was a demonstration of how my government operates. It is a realm where my Father's resources are infinite, and your faith is the currency. Religion teaches you to manage your limited resources. The kingdom teaches you to access my unlimited supply. In the systems of this world, sickness is a biological fact, a tragedy to be endured or managed. Religion may offer prayers for comfort or acceptance of suffering as a divine test. But in my kingdom, sickness is an illegal intruder. It has no right to exist where my authority reigns. When I walked the dusty roads of Galilee and Judea, I did not just pray for the sick. Primera, Ea led them. I touched the leper, and he was made clean. I spoke to the paralytic, and he walked. I commanded the fever to lead, and it obeyed. I stood before the tomb of Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 days, and I called him forth, and he did. Was not merely being compassionate. I was enforcing the laws of my kingdom. Sickness is a consequence of the fall, a symptom of a world disconnected from its source. The gospel of the kingdom is the announcement that healing is the children's bread. It is your rightful inheritance. Humanity has built walls around me, creating denominations and doctrines that divide my body. Religion draws lines in the sand, declaring who is in and who is out based on theological interpretation or cultural practice. It creates us versus them mentality. But my kingdom is not confined by walls. It is a famille, a nation of priests and kings drawn from every tribe, every tongue, and every people. The only entrance requirement is to be born again, to receive my spirit and my nature. My kingdom tears down the dividing walls of hostility. It brings unity, not through conformity of practice, but through unity of spirit. It is a kingdom where there is neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, male nor female, for you are all one in me. Religion builds institutions. The kingdom builds family. Consider the burden of your labor. The world says you must toil and sweat for your daily bread, living under the curse pronounced in Eden. Religion often sanctifies this toil, calling it noble suffering. It can place a heavy yoke upon your shoulders, a burden of religious activity, of constant striving to please me. But I came to break that yoke. My invitation was, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." The rest I offer is not inactivity. It is the cessation of striving. It is learning to operate in the unforced rhythms of grace. It is shifting the burden from your shoulders to mine. The gospel of the kingdom is not a new set of tasks for you to perform. It is an invitation to enter my finished work. Religion is about human perspiration. The kingdom is about divine inspiration. It is about ceasing from your own works and entering into the rest of God. People have failed to see the kingdom because they have been trained to look for a religion. They look for a building, a service, a set of doctrines. They analyze my words through the lens of systematic theology instead of receiving them as the royal decrees of a king. They have dissected the gospel, turning it into a message merely about escaping hell and going to heaven when you die. But the gospel of the kingdom is so much more. It is the good news that the government of heaven is available to you right now. It is the power to live a heavenly life while still on earth. It is time to understand. It is time to shift your perspective. When you read my words, do not ask, "What does this religious text require of me?" Ask, "What does my king declare? And what does this reveal about the nature of his kingdom?" When you face a challenge, do not simply fall back on religious formulas. Stand on your authority as a citizen of heaven and enforce the victory I won for you. Religion is meant. It asks, "What can I do to be right with God?" The kingdom is God. It declares, "God has made a way for me to be right with him. And now, what can God do through me?" Religion focuses on behavior, modification. The kingdom focuses on identity, transformation. When you know you are a son, a daughter of the king, your behavior changes not out of obligation, but out of love and a revelation of your true nature. The gospel you have been taught may have saved your spirit, but the gospel of the kingdom is meant to save your whole life, your mind, your health, your finances, your relationships. It is the comprehensive solution to every problem humanity has faced since the fall. It is the restoration of all things. Stop building a religion in my name. The foundation has already been laid. I am the cornerstone. Now, it is time for you to live as what you are. An ambassador of a heavenly government, a child of the king, a citizen of a kingdom that cannot be shaken. The time for religion is over. The time for the kingdom is now. My beloved, the kingdom is already within you. You don't have to search for it, only believe it and live it. Walk as light in the darkness. Speak with the authority of heaven. Let my spirit guide you in every step, for when you live by the kingdom, you bring heaven to earth. The world is waiting to see my kingdom through you. Start thinking like a son, an heir, a ruler. So rise up, shine, and let the culture of heaven become the culture of your life. This is the truth I brought. This is the life I offer. When I said, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Therefore, believe it, my child, and spread this message to everyone you love."
Now, go in peace and apply the words you received today. Share them with your loved ones. If you have a question about Word, write it on the comment below. My spirit will guide you into all truth. Shalom.